Welcome to the deep dive. This week, we really have to address something that sent, just undeniable shockwaves through football and honestly far beyond it.
Absolutely, a really tough one.
We're diving into your sources on the truly tragic and unexpected passing of Diogo Jota, Liverpool and Portugal forward, and also his younger brother, Andre Silva.
It's incredibly sad news.
And what jumps out right away, just looking through the materials, is the timing. It's deeply poignant. This happened Thursday, July 3rd, 2025. Just, weeks after Diogo Jota got married and, right at the absolute height of his career.
Yeah, the peak.
So our mission here really is to try and understand why this hit so hard, to look at the key details from the sources and explore the immense human impact of this dual tragedy.
And it's clear, isn't it? This wasn't just about sport. The outpouring of grief was just unprecedented.
It really was.
It sort of highlights these connections people feel, these parasocial bonds, Fans weren't just mourning a player. They were mourning a shared story, maybe a symbol of something positive that went way beyond the game itself. It really shows that deep emotional investment.
That connection is, it's almost tangible when you read the reactions.
Yeah.
And the sources, well, they're pretty consistent on the basic circumstances. A car accident near Zamora in Spain, specifically on the Rías Bajas highway, the A52.
Right, the A52.
The vehicle, identified as a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And the initial findings, well, they seem to point towards a punctured rear tire.
Yeah, leading to a loss of control.
Exactly. A loss of control, and then that catastrophic outcome where the car burst into flames. It's horrific to even picture.
It really is.
But amidst that, the sources also really paint a picture of Diogo, the person, not just the player, what really comes through about him.
Well, yeah, looking at his legacy, you see quotes from people like the president of the Portuguese Football Federation describing him as much more than a fantastic player. He was seen as an extraordinary person, someone respected by all.
That infectious joy phrase comes up too.
It does, and a reference in the community, and crucially, I think his personal life was part of that public story. A loving father, 3 young kids.
And that very recent marriage, just weeks before.
Exactly. It all just amplified that sense of personal loss for so many people who followed his career and, well, his life.
And the global reaction reflected that amplification, didn't it? Just immense grief, but also this sense of unity.
Totally.
You saw these incredibly raw tributes. Cristiano Ronaldo's really stands out. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Just now we were together. Just now you had gotten married. It's heartbreaking.
It is. And then the institutional responses, Liverpool's website going black and white, flags at half-mast, statements from the Portuguese Federation, the political leaders, fans everywhere. It was this collective wave.
A shared moment of processing something unthinkable, really?
Yeah.
And maybe that leads to the question of, why this specific tragedy resonated quite so powerfully. I think the timing you mentioned earlier is absolutely key.
You mean the convergence of everything?
Exactly. Think about it. Premier League title with Liverpool, then the UEFA Nations League win with Portugal, which turned out to be his last ever match.
Wow, yeah.
And then getting married? All these massive highs, personal and professional, happening right before it. It almost ironically made the tragedy, feel even steeper.
It underlines the fragility.
Precisely. It was like a stark reminder of, just how fragile this whole thing is, how quickly life can change, even when things seem absolutely perfect. It disrupts that whole narrative people were invested in.
So thinking about that, what's the takeaway here for you listening, obviously beyond the immense sadness for the family, for those who knew them personally? Maybe consider what this huge global reaction actually tells us about the power of human connection.
Yeah.
Even through something like sport.
Right. How we connect with these stories.
And how these sudden, unforeseen tragedies, maybe they serve as that really poignant reminder of how unpredictable life is. And maybe the importance of cherishing the people who make our lives richer, even those we only know from a distance. Something to reflect on.